What's up, guys? Happy 420. We're going to go over some MLB picks for today, Saturday, April the 20th. Drop your MLB picks in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to this video and drop your MLB picks in the comments. Yesterday, kind of all right day. So I give out a ton of picks, which I don't love doing. But the home run video, we hit 3 out of 6 like I wanted to. So we mashed there. That was great. Still came out with some good profit there. But yesterday, doesn't matter. Let's get on to it today. All right. The first game we are going to look at is the Yankees and the Rays. We were on the Yankees yesterday. Honestly, I kind of lean to the Yankees again today, but you look at this Rays team, they do have some all right numbers versus left-handed pitching. Young gun like Jose Caballero, he's got a 375 average. Yandy Diaz has decent numbers. Mead is a solid hitter versus lefties. He just doesn't put up a lot as far as like home runs and stuff like that. Isaac Paredes has a good average. So does Randy Arena. Ahmed Rosario is pretty solid. He doesn't strike out a lot. 12.5% K rate, one of the lowest on the teams other than Yandy Diaz. They know this. They know Nestor Cortez pretty well. Yandy Diaz has 2 home runs. Isaac Paredes has 2 home runs. And then Rosario, Ramirez, and Rosarena all have a home run off them in their careers. On the other side, you look at Zach Eflin. Rizzo has a home run in 16 at-bats, batting .250 off him. Juan Soto, excellent numbers. Juan Soto was our go-to guy for a home run yesterday. He is becoming the face of this Yankees team right now. It's like Aaron Judge, who? Like, nobody really cares about Judge anymore. He's just the strikeout king right now. He's not really performing the greatest, other than that one hit that he got in that Toronto series that helped us win some money. But Soto's batting .440 in 25 plate appearances with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, and a 1.276 OPS versus Zach Eflin in his career. This Rays bullpen has now moved to second best. Their ERA is now below 6, but they still have given up 15 home runs, which is tied for the most in the league. The Blue Jays have the same amount, and then the Dodgers have 14 given up. So I don't love this Rays bullpen. So I still got to lean to the Yankees. I actually don't mind the over at 8 in this one. The weather is looking like wind blowing straight out. There's some humidity in the air, which is good for the ball flying. Temperature is still in the 60s, so not the greatest. We would like them a little bit higher, but the over at 8, I would take the over with the push potential. I think we've seen 8 runs yesterday, so I could see this getting up around the 8 mark again. Wind blowing out, maybe the Rays get a couple, but at a short price, I just got to go with the Yankees in this one again. I just trust this team a little bit more than this Rays team, so I'm just going to go Yankees on this. All right, next game up is the Tigers-Twins. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this one. I don't love this game, but you look at Bailey Ober, he's pitching again. He just pitched this to this Tigers team last week, so I don't love that very per se. It gives the advantage, in my opinion, to the hitters. Reese Olson on the other side, he's been all right. He actually was way better in his last start. He had 8 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings versus the Rangers. He only gave up 1 earned run, which ended up being costing the game, but it was a 1-0 game. I honestly could see this being a lower scoring game, but when you look at the weather, it's very cold in Detroit. Wind's blowing out, but the temperatures are in the 40s, so it's pretty chilly. So we're seeing the total set at 7.5. Honestly, from a value standpoint, I lean to the Tigers on the money line. Not my favorite game. From getting plus money, I would just take Tigers. You could take Tigers plus 1.5 as a parlay piece because I think this could be a close game. Honestly, it could be a 1-run game again. So it's not my favorite game. So I'm just gonna move. All right, next game, Brewers Cardinals. Yesterday we had the Brewers. Very, very lucky to get that one. I think. I mean, William Contreras has been the go-to guy for this Brewers team with Christian Yelich out. He's still out, obviously, but the Brewers are getting plus money here. You're looking at DL Hall, the lefty, going versus Miles Michaelis. Miles Michaelis gives lots of hard contact. He is not my favorite pitcher at all. I do not like him whatsoever, but he gave up 5 earned runs his last his last outing. He hasn't given up a home run since his first start of the season when he gave up 2 to the Dodgers. DL Hall on the other side, he gave up 3 home runs to Baltimore, but the Milwaukee offense helped him out of that jam kind of with putting up 11 runs in that last game. So he's given up some earned runs in this one. So the only concerning thing is you're looking at these two teams, the Cardinals versus lefties, 0.074 average versus left-handed pitching over their last 5 games. So absolutely abysmal. They can't hit anything to save their life versus left-handed pitching for some reason. That's what the numbers are saying on paper, right? So, and then you look at the Brewers versus righties, a 212 average over their last 5 games. So both these teams kind of struggling as far as hitting the opposing pitching, throwing hand. The Brewers still do own this matchup. They've now won 4 of the last 5 meetings. The under has now hit 5 in a row. So we've only seen 1 game go over in the last like 10, I think. So, or we had 1 push there. So 1-8-1. I still got to take the Brewers in a value play here. I just think you got to go with the plus money and the team that just is a little bit better. I think there's a big crosswind here, 13 to 15 miles an hour blowing straight across the field. It's still pretty cool in St. Louis, but I just gotta go with a little bit better team, in my opinion. Rhys Hoskins has good numbers off of Miles Michaelis. Willy Adames, not bad numbers. William Contreras, decent numbers. As far as the Cardinals go, this will be pretty much their first time through seeing DL Hall. So I got to take the Brewers here at plus 110. Just give me the Brewers. I just can't get to this Cardinals team really right now. Next game up is the Cubs and the Marlins. This is game 1. Should be at around 2 p.m. Eastern. Look, this is short and sweet for me. I got to go with the Cubs on the money line here. That's there's no way I'm taking the Marlins. I don't think you could get me to the Marlins. This Cubs team is just way better. I mean, it is Jesus Luzardo going for them. That's the only reason why you could potentially see some people playing the Marlins in this situation, but I just can't trust this team at all. Jesus Luzardo has not been the greatest. He's given up 5 earned runs, 7 earned runs, 3 earned runs. Like, he hasn't been the Jesus Luzardo from last season and the season prior to that. So he's just not in the greatest form. He's given up home runs in every single one of his starts. Javier Assad has given up home runs in back-to-back starts, but he's gotten 6 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts in 5 innings. So to a Miami team that can strike out quite a bit, just give me the Cubs on the money line. I'm going to lay the juice there. I just like this Cubs team way better, and they're scary. I think this team can make the playoffs no problem this season. All right, next up, we go to Dodger Stadium where the Mets take on the Dodgers. Man, this Dodgers team is pretty bad right now. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They can't get it together. The Mets still own this matchup, winning 6 of the last 10 meetings. We did see the first over yesterday. It kind of opened up later on, but first over we've seen for a while as far as these two teams head to head. I'm not really high on this Dodgers team right now. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman were both left hitless yesterday. And now you get Jose Butto, who's been solid. He had 9 strikeouts in 6 innings versus the Royals last outing. The team that doesn't really strike out a lot. He's played in back-to-back 2-1 games, which is kind of surprising. Had 6 strikeouts that time before that. He's yet to give up a home run so far through 2 starts. I mean, that could change here at Dodger Stadium. Obviously, we got pretty decent hitting conditions, high humidity, temperatures in the 60s to mid, low 70s, potentially wind blowing out 5 miles an hour. So I think that both these teams could get hit a little bit. I still just can't get the Dodgers out of we hit the team total yesterday, but man, I don't know, man. I don't know where to go with this team, but I lean to the over. Historically, these teams don't have a lot of over history. It's been more unders. So if Jose Butto pitches a masterclass, this could be another lower scoring game. But I would just take the Mets as a value play alone. The Dodgers are just in turmoil right now. They're losing games and they're losing as big favorites. So why would I lay juice with them right now? I just can't do it. So they do have some good numbers versus Pete Alonso's good numbers versus righties. Harrison Bader, good numbers. DJ Stewart, Tyrone Taylor all have good numbers. Both these times, it'll be the first time seeing each pitcher, so they won't be familiar. Mookie Betts, excellent numbers versus righties. Was in a funk yesterday. Maybe he slips out of that and gets it today. I'm just hoping for runs in this one, honestly. Teoscar Hernandez, good numbers. Max Muncy, good numbers. Shohei Ohtani. All four of those guys have excellent numbers versus right-handed pitching and multiple home runs. So if this Dodgers team wakes up and gets to the Mets, this Jose Budo, I could see this one opening up, but I'm just not going to lay the juice with the Dodgers. I just can't do it. All right, next game we're going to look at is D-backs and the Giants. Man, the D-backs absolutely exploded yesterday. I think they put up 17 runs or something, 17-1, absolute blowout. And this one, you get Zach Gallen versus Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison is a lefty. The Diamondbacks mash lefties. I'm all over the Diamondbacks in this one. There's no way I'm touching the Giants, who actually have the worst bullpen. Now they've beat over Tampa Bay, so they now have the ERA up over 6. They have only given up 9 home runs, but they do have the worst bullpen in the league. I don't think Kyle Harrison is going to have a very good matchup at a low price of -120 with the D-backs money line and Zach Gallen and a team that absolutely mashes left-handed pitching like Blaze Alexander. He's great versus lefties. He friggin' hit a grand slam yesterday. Ketel Marte, great numbers. Suarez, great numbers. Grichuk, Corbin Carroll, Jake McCarthy, pretty much everybody on this team. Even Gurriel's not bad. Pretty much this whole team can hit. Jock Peterson has a home run and 2 at-bats versus left-handed pitching. So pretty much everybody on this team can hit lefties. So I'm all over the Diamondbacks in this one. Short and sweet. D-backs money line. All right, next game we're going to look at is Astros Nationals. Look, yesterday I took the Nationals plus the 1.5 runs, and they lost by 2. So I don't think I'm going to do that again today. I think maybe the Astros get their frustrations out after that Braves series. Mike, I'm a little concerned they did only win by 2 runs, but that was a little bit different pitching matchup. This one you got Blanco and then Williams going. Both righties. Both these teams are hitting righties pretty much the same, around the Astros 228. Nationals 235, so pretty similar. Astros did use a few of their guys from their bullpen, whereas the Nationals did as well. So both these bullpens are kind of in the similar state as far as that goes. The Astros have won 6 of the last 10 meetings. So I think this one, you're looking at these team versus righties, lots of good numbers versus right-handed pitching. Jose Altuve has 5 home runs, batting .413 versus righties. Bregman, decent numbers. Jake Myers, Kyle Tucker's not bad, not the greatest. Yandy Diaz is all right, 2 home runs, 291 average. Jeremy Pena, 2 home runs, 333 average. So I think these Astros can get to some of these guys here. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me to see the Nationals put up a couple, but they are seeing Bronco for the first time, so they might be starting a little slow. This guy can get some strikeouts. So as far as Trevor Williams goes, Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, and Yordan Alvarez all have home runs off of him in their career. I could see Alvarez or Altuve potentially hitting one, honestly. But I got to go with the Astros in this one. I can't get to the Nationals again in this matchup. If the Nationals are going to win one, it might be this one. I can't do it. I think the Astros could. It might. I don't know. I just can't do it. I can't get to the Nationals again. I tried yesterday. I'm not going back to it. So give me the Astros. I'd probably put them in my parlay as just a money line, just a heavy juice one. But all right, next we go to PNC Park where the Red Sox take on Pirates. The Red Sox won 8-1 yesterday, and now it's looking like obviously Tyler O'Neill's still out with that concussion, but Trevor Story done for the season. Now it's looking like Rafael Devers is questionable for this game. So if that's the case, if Devers is out too, I'm just going to go with the no runs first inning. You got Cutter Crawford and you got Mitch Keller, 2 guys that have been fairly solid. Cutter Crawford's been flawless so far this season. His ERA is like below 1. He's been struggling with run support, so that's good for the Nerfy, but he hasn't given up he's given up 1 earned run through 4 starts this whole season. No home runs. He's got 5 or more strikeouts in each outing. So Pittsburgh strikes out a lot. So does Boston. Keller can get some strikeouts. He had 9 and 6 innings versus Detroit, which is a heavily strikeout team. So give me the no runs first inning. The Pirates have 14 and 6 to the no run first inning. The Red Sox 11 and 10. The Red Sox have allowed runs in the first inning in 2 straight games, but I think this one could potentially start off slow. I like the pitching matchup in this one. As far as PNC Park weather goes, the wind is blowing out pretty high, heavily, 15 miles an hour out, but it is 50-degree temperatures. So I'm hoping that's my only concern is like as far as a ground, like hitting a ball in it and then hanging and potentially going over the wall. But I gotta go with the no run first inning in this game. I just think this one starts off slow. All right, next game we're we're going to try to keep this one short, but White Sox Phillies. This White Sox team is absolutely terrible. They've gotten shut out yet again. Now they get Michael Soroka, who has a 7 ERA, against Zach Wheeler. Pretty heavily mismatched lineup, starting pitching matchup as well. So I don't advise doing this. I don't like laying odds with a home favorite, but I think the Phillies get another easy win. Their bats are starting to heat up. Brandon Marsh has 4 home runs, batting .326 with 9 RBIs versus right-handed pitching. Couple of these guys could potentially tee off. Kyle Schwarber has 3 home runs. He just doesn't, he either strikes out a lot. Trey Turner has 2 home runs versus righties. Bryce Harper has good numbers in his career. Trey Turner, decent numbers. So Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, or Brandon Marsh, I could see all those guys potentially hitting something. Alec Boehm hit 2 home runs yesterday, so I'm just going to take the Phillies. I think they win this game easily and comfortably. All right, next up, A's Guardians. This one's pretty short for me. Battle of the lefties. The Guardians are hitting lefties pretty well. 288 average overall this season, 293 over the last 5 games. I just got to go Guardians in this one. It's pretty simple for me. You can't get to the A's, and the Guardians are slight favorites. They teed off yesterday versus them. They won 10-2. They now won 8 of the last 10 meetings, by most of them by multiple runs. They've only won 2 of those by only 1 run. So I would honestly, you could probably get to the -1.5 for the plus money. But I mean, the Guardians is the pick for me. All right, next up we're going to the Reds Angels game here. We had the Reds yesterday, and Elly De La Cruz to hit a home run. All came through. Now we're seeing 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to center field. Still good hitting conditions, obviously, in Great American. Angels are decent versus righties. Obviously, Mike Trout is the GOAT versus right-handed pitching. He's hit all his home runs versus righties so far this season. He's got 8 home runs, 11 RBIs, and batting .275 versus righties. Logan O'Hoppe also has been solid, .356 average, 2 home runs. You got Matt Thias, who's actually been solid average as far as getting on base. Brandon Drury, a home run versus righties. Rendon has a decent average. So I could see some runs in this game. On the other side, a couple guys versus lefties: Candelario, Martini, Nick Maley, Jake Fraley, Stuart Fairchild, all got kind of decent numbers versus left-handed pitching. Patrick Sandoval, we've seen all his starts have 10 runs or more, 10 runs, 12 runs, 14, 10. And on the other side, Graham Ashcraft, he has had 13, 18, 15. So he's all had lots of runs in these games. I could honestly see another high-scoring game in this one. The Angels did only put up 1 run yesterday, so I think maybe they get to that was a bad spot for them after that. So I think maybe we see a Mike Trout home run. I just got to go with the over in this game. I can't really pick a side. I want to take the Angels just due to their better hitting, but I want to see the lineup. I want to make sure Trout's in the lineup, Drury's in the lineup, O'Hoppe's in the lineup. Like, I want to make sure that there's some guys that are pretty key in this lineup. Over the last 5 games, the Angels do hit righties way better. They're .233 average, whereas the Reds are hitting only 160 versus lefties over the last 5. Overall, they're hitting .219 as a team versus lefties, and then the Angels kind of similar. So I lean to the Angels in this one, but I'm going to hope for runs and take the over. I could see a Mike Trout home run. I could see an O'Hoppe home run. I could see a couple guys. Taylor Ward potentially if he's in the lineup too. So yeah, give me that. Give me the over. Let's root for runs at Great American. All right, we're almost done. We're going to the Orioles game. We've seen the Royals erupt for 9 runs yesterday in a 9-4 victory. Now they take on the ace of this Royals or this Orioles lineup. Corbin Burns, he's 2-0 to start the season with a 2.28 ERA. He's got 9.51 strikeouts per nine already this season. And then you got Cole Reagans, which is probably the ace for the Royals, which is why you're seeing this total set at 7.5. I think they expect this one to start slow. The thing for me is you look at Baltimore versus lefties. They're over the last 5 games, they're hitting at 524 average versus left-handed pitching, whereas the Royals are hitting a 172 average versus righties. So that's a huge difference as far as hitting average goes. I could see a couple like Cole Reagan's still getting used to, the big leagues. He's took the loss in his last outing, but he did have 8 strikeouts. The Orioles are just not they don't strike out quite as much. They can sometimes, but I don't know. I think this game could be close, but I lean to the Orioles. I think the Orioles get one back here. I got to go with the O's in this one. I think they just have the advantage as far as hitting lefties. They have won 7 of the last 10 meetings as far as head-to-head goes. As far as the weather in Kansas City, we're seeing like a crosswind of like 10 to 12 mile an hour crosswind. So a negative in sense, still hitting condition at Kauffman, but we seen some home runs there yesterday, so there can always be home runs at Kauffman. But I got to take the Orioles in this one. As much as I want to take my Royals, I just don't know if they can get it done. I just don't like their batting average. I don't know. It's tough for me. This one's a tough one, honestly, but I got to take the Orioles in this one. I think they probably get to Reagan's a little bit in this one. So give me those. All right, next game we're going Rangers Braves. Yesterday the Braves got us our team total. Ronald Acuna did not get a hit, unfortunately. So if you played that one, unfortunately you lost. It was all Travis d'Arnaud for the Braves. He hit 3 home runs. He pretty much did all their scoring. Ozuna got 1 RBI. I mean, Ozuna is the most consistent guy on this Braves team right now. He's absolutely raking 340 average versus right-handed pitching with 16 RBIs, and he doesn't strike out a ton. As far as a big hitter, that's really good. So you got Nathan Eovaldi going for the Rangers and Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton is not my favorite pitcher. We have seen 8 of the last 10 meetings go over. We've seen another over yesterday. Look, I kind of just got to go over again. Nathan Eovaldi only had 3 strikeouts in 6 innings. I mean, that was to a Houston team that doesn't strike out a ton. He had 8 strikeouts versus the Oakland team that strikes out a lot. So, I don't know. Morton had his better start, but it was versus the Marlins last time, and there was 16 runs scored in that game. He had 8 strikeouts, and the Marlins strike out a lot. So he's been in some high-scoring games already this season, and I think this Rangers offense needs to get going again. So I got to take the over in this game and just root for runs, home runs on both sides. Like, let's see, Ronald Acuna get one from burning us yesterday. Marcell Ozuna hit one. Maybe we see Marcus Semien. I think he hit one yesterday, like I mentioned. I liked him in the home run video. We could see it. Maybe Garcia hits one too. He doesn't. Yeah, he's got 5 home runs. So I'm just going over. Just give me runs in this one. Runs galore. Let's go for both sides to put up 10 plus. We see like a 7 to 6, 7 to 5 type game at least. So give me the over in this one. Let's go. All right, next game we're going to the Rockies. This game was rained out yesterday. I don't know what the weather's doing, but the wind is blowing heavily in, seeing pretty cool temperatures, actually showing the computer model showing a negative hit environment in Colorado, so which is surprising. You got Luis Castillo going into Dakota Hudson. I could see the Rockies striking out a lot in this game. They strike out a ton as a team already. They're hitting 170 versus righties, whereas over the last 5, whereas the Mariners are hitting 252. So I just got to go Mariners money line in this one. They just have the better starting pitcher, better lineup. I think the Mariners, they're rested. Like, I just think the Mariners will just get to them. The Rockies probably strike out a lot in this game. All right, last game we're going to look at is the Padres Blue Jays. Look, I was wrong on this one yesterday. I had the Padres. I'm sorry if anybody played that. It was terrible. But Fernando Tatis Jr. did hit the home run that we needed, the only run that the Padres scored. So now you go to this one, you see Jose Barrios. And then I don't know who for sure is starting for the Padres, if it's this Vasquez, or if it's going to be a bullpen game. I don't really have a good read for this. This one's kind of tough for me. I don't have really a lot of data on this guy, so I don't really know a ton about him. So I just got to lean to the Blue Jays here. Barrios in his last, he's been solid this season. 7 strikeouts in 7 innings, 6 strikeouts. He's gotten the win in all of his starts this season. So I don't know. I think the Blue Jays with Barrios, it's kind of hard with not knowing for sure what the starting pitching is, which is why I don't love this. But the Padres do hit righties at like 269 average right now. So I don't I don't know. This one's really hard for me. Right at this moment, I lean to the Blue Jays, but without a lot of info, I don't really love it. So I would probably just stay away from this game until you have more information. But I do lean the Blue Jays with Barrios. Like I said, I don't. All right, and that's the games for today. Went over pretty much all of them. As far as doubleheaders go, I usually don't give out any plays for the second games of doubleheaders because you never know if players are going to sit the second game or what's going to happen there or how the first game is going to go. So if you want this long shot parlay, this is probably what I'm looking at today. Guardians on the money line, Braves, Rangers over 8.5. So an alternate total just in case there only is 9 runs there. It should be around -135 if you can play an alternate. I wouldn't even mind putting Braves Rangers over 8 just for a little bit of extra cushion for the parlay. The Astros money line, the Diamondbacks money line, Cubs money line, that'd be game 1 just because, and then Phillies money line, which you don't have to add if you don't want to, but I think the Phillies can win easily again. So that would be like plus 2,500 around there. That would probably be the parlay I would put in today. I obviously it's the chances of it hitting are low. Plus 2538 is like, I don't know. Let's see what's implied odds here. I can't even do it off the top of my head. It's probably like 10% or something. No, not even. 3.79% chance of hitting. So the implied probability that you hit this is around 3 to 4% of the time. But that's what my long shot parlay of the day is for all you parlay guys. Bet responsibly. All right. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and drop your MLB picks in the comments below. I know this video is a long way, so if you want to, skip through it, fine. Go to the pieces, go to the games. I want it once more. Once more, we'll go and drop that long shot parlay for anybody who made it to the end. Drop your MLB picks in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you're tailing the parlay or add a parlay in. Drop your parlay in the comments below. Remember, bet responsibly. These are just my opinions. I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I'm just giving you guys my opinions on games. So bet responsibly. Let's hopefully catch some tickets. Good luck today. I'll see you guys in the next video.